Hi there, it's Jody Lawyer, Holistic Occupational Therapist at Helix Healing Path. And today's mini lesson, I thought we would focus on the 7 types of rest. And this goes beyond just getting your normal night's sleep, which is, of course, we know is very important to get anywhere between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. We're going to be focusing on taking it a step farther. So the first type of rest is physical rest, and that goes beyond just going to sleep at night. This might mean for you to take a nap during the day. 15 to 30 minutes usually suffices to just reset and ground yourself and to kind of shut out the world. It allows you to make better sense of what's going on in your life, especially when you're really stressed, and being able to just get in your body, calm down a little bit. And this can also help alleviate stress and tension, because when we're holding a lot of tension, a lot of times when we're really exhausted, it flares up even more in the body. So just being able to be mindful of where you're holding tension. You might have to do some progressive relaxation, which would be actually tensing up that muscle and then relaxing it so that your body can feel the difference between what is a relaxed state and then what is a tense state. So physical rest is your first. So number 2 is spiritual rest. This can entail anything for you. Some people like to go to an organized Bible study, or if it's Zoom right now. Some people really engage in daily devotions in the morning, journal, pray. I enjoy meditating and combining that with prayer. And so that's my go-to. I also journal every morning for a few minutes to just reset my day and just to help give gratitude for what I'm thankful for and to set the intention for my day. So carving out that for whatever that means for you, if that's a daily routine, if that's a weekly type of practice, but make sure that you are carving out that time, because when you're connected into source, into the divine, it really does help move your life along a little bit more with grace. All right, number 3 is mental rest, which is quieting down the anxiousness and that mind chatter and getting refocused on what's important. And sometimes when we're really stressed, which we're going to talk about anxiety. I'm going to do that in a different lesson because that's a really big hot topic right now. But just a quick thing is anxiousness and that mind chatter can really run the show if you're not careful to get into that feedback loop and try to break it. So one thing that you can do is when you're having repetitive thoughts or the anxiousness is rising up in the body, you can, it's stopping and naming things in your environment. So you would stop and you would name things either out loud or in your head, if you're around people, of what's in your environment. Like I might say, I see a picture, I see my plant, I see my diffuser, I see a lamp. And then you want to name things that you hear. So it might be like, oh, I hear a dog barking, I heard a car screech by, and then something you might smell. Like right now I'm diffusing oil, so I might say, I smell my oil diffusing in my office. Or if somebody was baking something, you would smell that. And then you want to touch something. So either going around and touching the furniture in your space, or you could even put hands on your heart, on your belly, just trying to give yourself that kinesthetic cue. That helps to just stop that feedback loop in its track and to reprogram yourself so that you are thinking of something else. And it gives your brain something novel to chew on for just a brief moment so that you are stopping that repetitive loop in your brain. So that's one thing you can do. I love my breathing. I tell you that all the time, but breathing is your number 1 tool that you can go to when you are stressed, and just doing that intentional breathing. So breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, usually the 2 to 1. So breathing in for like 2 seconds and out for 4. I have a breathing ball, or they're actually just these little kaleidoscope balls that you can buy on Amazon. But even using something like this as a kinesthetic cue can really help you feel more in control in your body. So sometimes people like to close their eyes, but you're going to pretend like you're expanding the diaphragm. and they're fun to use. So that is another idea that you can implement. And doing something that just helps you get out of the mental space. So sometimes those apps, there are lots of really fun, like I Spy kinds of games. There's the I Spy books, and there is one that I actually love to play. It's called June's Journey, and it's on, I found it on my phone, and it basically you have to try to use your eyes to find the different images in the background, and it's really challenging. So that just gives you something to do to help you when you're feeling really stressed and anxious, besides just like watching a movie or Netflix. So some of those brain gym types of exercises will be really helpful. So that is number 3, mental rest. Social rest, and this includes not only being with your friends and loved ones that really lift you up, but also taking a look at what relationships actually feed your soul and are really nourishing where you want to be in life, and are they draining you. And you can tell, because when you are getting ready to go into an interaction with someone, you feel just a little bit off, or when you're done with them, you feel really depleted and like, whoa, what was going on there? That's your indicator, and that's your kind of like your warning signal that things are not right. So really being mindful of who it is that you are letting into your social circle, and if they are actually filling you up the way that you deserve to be filled. So that is number 4. Number 5 is sensory. And so I went over this quite extensively in the previous lesson on sensory processing, but you want to really be a detective and really hone in and figure out what actually makes you feel good in your body. And so you really want to think of all the different pieces: movement, proprioceptive input, which is the push-pull of our joints and pressure, tactile, which is touch, smell, oral, auditory, and visual. And we all know that we've got different inputs that make us feel good or can really jack us up a little bit, maybe to the not so good thing. So really being mindful of that. And maybe this requires you to say, you know what, maybe I need to engage in more of this instead of this particular thing over here. Because really the truth is we are always trying to regulate our nervous system, and so sometimes doing these not so great types of things actually jacks your nervous system up, but it's really short term, and it's not something that's going to be permanent in terms of maybe healthy. So really taking a look at what are some things that you can do that are healthy sensory inputs to help you offset your nervous system. So that is number 5. Number 6 is emotional rest, and that is expressing your true feelings and really cutting out that people-pleasing mentality and following your own bliss and your own happiness. And I know that some of this comes down to having to relieve your body and brain of trauma and negative experiences and those messages, and that's a whole other ball game. But what I was going to say is really being able to put into practice what makes you happy, and sometimes that takes being alone to really figure out what that is, and being more intentional about the things that fill you up. And when you're really tapped into your intuition, it is always guiding you and giving you these ideas. Your higher self is always on, but when we get so busy, we're not able to see all of that or hear those messages. And so that is your soul talking to you about what would make you happy. And so really being able to get into that piece of you, and being true to yourself is authentically expressing yourself. And so whatever that means, with loved ones, with just putting yourself out there, be more courageous in the world, whatever. But number 6 is emotional rest. And then number 7 is creative. And this is really using your surroundings to inspire you, whether that is engaging in art or photography or journaling, or trying something new that would give your brain something novel to chew on. Like I said, trying a brand new app on the phone. But also, some people say, oh, well, I'm not creative. Well, everyone has something that's creative. Doesn't mean that you are the person that's like basket weaving or making quilts or engaging in this elaborate art. It could be just anything that just makes you feel like you're tapping into that side. And so it could be just organizing your house or a closet in a way that makes sense for you, and you're using something creative to do that. So engaging in some of these outlets, these creative outlets, really actually frees you up in the brain, and it helps to help you make decisions better, because when your brain isn't so busy trying to work out a problem, sometimes it just works it out by itself by engaging in some of these types of creative outlets. So I hope this was helpful. This was, again, is the 7 types of rest that you can be implementing in your life to just help you feel more at ease, help life to flow with more grace. And if you want to reach out, I'm at jody@helixhealingpath.com. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.